The sun was setting over the dusty streets of Brookhaven when Eli, a 14-year-old orphan with oil-stained hands, crouched under an old car behind Benny's auto garage. He wasn't supposed to be working this late, but when you don't have family, curfews don't matter much. He wiped the sweat from his forehead and whispered to himself, "One more bolt and she'll purr again." The engine roared to life. Eli grinned, another small victory in a life full of hard days and empty pockets. What he didn't know was that by nightfall, he'd uncover something inside a car that would rewrite everything he thought he knew about his past. Before we start, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Where are you watching from today? I love seeing how far these stories travel. Now, let's go back to that small-town garage where one act of kindness turned into a miracle. Eli had been working at Benny's since he was 10. Benny wasn't his father, but he'd been the closest thing to one, a grumpy old mechanic with a heart bigger than his toolbox. "Kid," Benny said that afternoon, wiping his hands, "we got a special client coming by. Don't scratch nothing, don't touch nothing, and definitely don't open nothing." Eli nodded, trying not to laugh. "Got it, boss. Who is it this time?" "Some big shot from the city. Drives a car worth more than this whole shop." Minutes later, a sleek black Mercedes pulled into the lot. The man who stepped out wore a suit sharper than a blade, sunglasses at dusk, and the kind of confidence that comes from never being told no. "Mr. Holloway," Benny greeted stiffly, "we'll have your car checked in a jiffy." Holloway nodded, barely glancing at Eli. "Just fix the noise in the engine, and don't touch the trunk." Eli froze. That last part wasn't normal. When the boss went inside to take a call, Eli got to work. The engine purred like silk, no real issues at all. But something felt off, a faint metallic rattle coming from the trunk area. He hesitated. Benny's warning echoed in his head, but curiosity and that strange sound won out. He lifted the trunk. Inside was a stack of business folders, a sleek briefcase, and a single yellowed envelope wedged near the spare tire. The name written on it made his stomach twist. To Daniel. His name. Eli pulled it open, hands trembling. Inside was an old letter dated 2009. The handwriting was elegant, but smudged from age. "My dearest son, if you're reading this, it means I failed to find you. You were taken from me when you were only a baby. I've searched every year since, but the adoption agency said you were gone. Please know I never stopped looking. Your father, William Holloway." Eli's vision blurred. Holloway. That was the name of the man whose car he was fixing. His heart pounded. Could it be? He stumbled back, the letter shaking in his hands. When Benny returned, Eli shoved the letter into his pocket, face pale. "You okay, kid?" "Yeah," he muttered, voice breaking. "Just tired." But that night he couldn't sleep. He kept rereading the letter under the dim light of the workshop, tracing every word like it held key to his whole life. "William Holloway," he whispered. "You're him." The next morning, Holloway returned for his car. As Benny finalized the paperwork, Eli stood quietly near the garage door, letter hidden in his pocket. "Sir," Eli finally said, his voice small but steady. "I found something in your trunk. I think it belongs to you." Eli held out the letter. The man frowned, taking it, then froze as he saw the handwriting. His expression changed from annoyance to disbelief. "Where did you find this?" he asked quietly. I swallowed hard. "By the spare tire. I didn't mean to look, but it had my name on it." Holloway's face went pale. "Your name?" "Yes, sir. Eli Daniel. That's what they called me at the orphanage." For a long moment, neither spoke. The garage fell silent except for the ticking of the cooling engine. Finally, Holloway whispered, "What did your mother's name used to be?" "I don't know," Eli said softly. "They said she passed away when I was a baby. I don't remember her." Holloway's eyes filled with tears. He reached into his wallet and pulled out a faded photo, a woman holding a baby boy, the same crooked smile Eli saw every day in the mirror. "My wife's name was Clara, and that baby was you." Eli felt the world tilt beneath him. "No," he whispered. "That can't be." But deep down, he knew. The locket around his neck, the one the orphanage said came with him, matched the woman's necklace in the photo perfectly. "I looked for you," Holloway said, voice cracking. "The adoption agency lied. They told me the file was sealed. I thought I'd never find you again." Eli's tears fell freely now. Why didn't you give up?" "Because I promised your mother I wouldn't." Benny stepped back quietly, giving them space. The old mechanic wiped a tear from his cheek and muttered, "Well, I'll be damned." Holloway knelt, placing a trembling hand on Eli's shoulder. "You've grown into a fine young man. I don't know if I deserve to call myself your father after all these years, but I'd like a chance to try." Eli hesitated, then nodded slowly. "I'd like that too." From that day on, everything changed. Holloway didn't just take Eli home, he enrolled him in school, introduced him to family he never knew he had, and even bought out Benny's garage so the old man could retire comfortably. But Eli refused to forget where he came from. He still worked on engines every weekend, now alongside his father, repairing cars for families who couldn't afford it. He said fixing things made him feel close to his mom, and reminded him how something broken could still be made whole. Years later, when reporters asked Holloway about the story that made headlines, "Millionaire reunites with long-lost son through found letter," he just smiled. "My boy fixed more than my car that day. He fixed my life." Eli, now older, stood beside him with a quiet grin. "Guess that's what mechanics do, huh? We find what's broken and make it right." Before we wrap up, if this story touched your heart, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, where are you watching from today? I love seeing how far these stories travel. Because sometimes, the smallest discovery, even an old letter, can lead to the biggest miracles.